first thing that I want to start off with, and I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna read some more super chats. Thank you to everybody for the birthday love. Thank you to everybody that's holding me down. Is something that I had noticed yesterday, and I had a conversation about it, but I want to bring it to the forefront because I think that this is absolutely despicable. And I can't believe that I actually seen people supporting this foolishness and supporting this nonsense and thinking that this was logical and this was okay for people to do. So before we get into it, they was mad at me yesterday, JD. I ain't worried about it. They love to them, love to them. Before we get into it, I want to share this video with you guys, and I want to see what y'all think about it. Make sure y'all add a like to the algorithm, and make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Let's go.
At 10, a waitress attacked and beaten at a Pilsen restaurant by two female customers who then took off. It was all captured on surveillance video. This happened on Sunday at El Taco Azteca in Pilsen. NBC5's JC Navarrete with reaction tonight.
Una rabia.
I feel rage primarily because something like this has never happened before. And for it to be over a $50 bill just doesn't make any sense. A merciless beating caught on camera, all stemming from a dispute over the check. Before fists flew, a disgruntled customer went behind the bar and dunked the waitress.
Look how evil y'all are. I almost believe that it's a spirit in Chicago. If you from Chicago, then make sure before you wake up every morning that you put olive oil above your door, that you pray, that you cover your kids in prayer, and that you pray for everything to go right in your life that day, because I honestly believe that it is a spirit of evil that has overtaken the people inside of the Chicago legislators, inside of Chicago schools. I think that y'all have defunded y'all police. Y'all got a fifth grade teacher as a mayor, and even Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker don't want to see y'all win. They are destroying that city. And if I didn't know any better, I would think that they are running that city into the ground purposely so they can run y'all out of it. And then they're going to change it into what they want it to be. Usually when you want a major transformation into a city, you have to drive it all the way into bankruptcy, and it has to be destroyed before you can rebuild it back up with the right people. And I think that Chicago is honestly just, it's not even right, because I remember when I was younger, like before I graduated high school, Chicago was the place for you to go and visit inside of the Midwest. Like people used to go and visit, and like us over in Detroit, we always called them cousins. People in Milwaukee would go down to Chicago to visit. People over in Detroit and Indiana, if you wasn't going to the casino, you would drive over 4 hours and go and visit Chicago. Now, people either just skip right over it, or they head the other way. They head east over to Pittsburgh and go and visit Pittsburgh instead. Which Pittsburgh is pretty liberal, but Pittsburgh is a much better place to visit than Chicago. Chicago just not safe no more. It's genuinely just not safe anymore. And you can see it in the spirit of the people. They're over here destroying restaurants. They getting into fights over 50. Why would you walk behind the counter of an establishment, grab the waitress's phone and throw it and dunk it into a thing of water?
Waitress's phone into a bucket after she was told she would not be getting a refund. The restaurant alleges both customers had finished most of their takeout order when they demanded a refund. That same customer then takes her frustrations out on the restaurant. She starts making a mess of the place. Employees tell me the waitress began to call 911, escalating the situation into an all-out melee. The beating continued for about 2 minutes, where both women were seen stomping, punching, and
I believe that anybody that's been raised in the hood, or anybody that's been raised in public schools that are not so great all the time and stuff like that, you'll realize at some point that women is actually more fierce and unrelenting and destructive when it comes to fighting and just maiming a person and having no mercy on a person than a lot of the men are. The women are more fierce. They don't care. They're not checking for no police. They will beat a chick down. They will bum rush you. All of that stuff. They are more unrelenting than the men are. Men tend to have a little bit compassion. They have a lot more patience. If you're getting into it with, like, don't get me wrong, the YNs, the young dudes, they are evil too in a lot of instances, and they do some of the most horrendous crimes and all of that stuff. But the women, they are straight up monsters. They will stomp on a chick, beat them like a man. And listen, if you know that this is caught on camera, if this is caught on camera and they doing this in a restaurant and tearing up the establishment and then fighting a waitress and beating her to the ground, you know that this is not the first time that they done did this. This ain't new. They didn't just go off the hinges. They not just pissed off over a $50 bill that they ate most of the food for. And here's the worst part. The establishments can't get no help in Chicago. The business owners can't get no help in Chicago because not only did Brandon Johnson continue to remove the tools that was necessary to help Chicago police, they're underfunded, understaffed, and they cannot help anybody, and they can't be everywhere at one time. And so the women is just turning into straight up monsters. Straight up monsters. I have never seen women so evil to where they're ready to scrap and ready to throw down at the drop of a dime. They don't avoid confrontation, they run to it.
And kicking the waitress. I came in, and when I heard what was going on, I was able to pull off one of her attackers. When we finally got them separated, one of them turned to me and started swinging.
We're keeping that waitress identity anonymous here tonight. We can tell you, though, she is recovering, but she did suffer a broken pinky, bruises on her head, and cuts on her face, as well as bruised ribs. Tonight, the restaurant is calling on Chicago police to find those responsible.
And tonight, Marta is not mincing words. She has a message for those responsible. I want them to know we're going to find you, whatever it takes. I'm putting everything I have into this. I have no doubt about it. We're going to find you. JC Navarrete, NBC5 News.
And then they got the whole footage. They actually show it the whole time where they inside of here, and then they go and then they throw the lady's phone in, and then they go and fighting on the chick, and they beating her, and they absolutely destroying her and all of this stuff. And then y'all wonder why don't nobody want to actually build. They don't want to invest in your communities. Y'all are going on the internet and start complaining that you got a food desert, that, how come they don't put no resources into my communities and stuff like that. These girls are still at large. They went in there, caused the ruckus. The waitress was calling 911 when they decided to mollywop her. They stomped on her, kicked on her, beat on her. None of the community is saying anything about it. The police officers never showed up. And now they have to basically go to the news or go to social media to get the story out to ultimately find somebody to bring these girls to justice. And here's the key. Now, because stereotypes are rooted in truth, nobody just makes them up and they just come out of nowhere. Stereotypes are rooted in truth. So now what you'll have is, because we're not a monolith, right? And nobody is everything. So you're not going to see all black people like this. You're not going to see all black women like this. But now black women will have to overcome a stereotype, because the thing that we celebrate and we promote the most in the culture is this. The things that we promote in the culture is this. So you'll see people, right, having to overcome the perspective that other people, when you come into it, listen, the thing, and I'm going to tell you the truth. Anybody that's ever had a server job, anybody that's ever had a retail job, anybody that has ever had to deal with the community or deal with anything like that, they will tell you that the people that they hate coming the most is black women. A group of black women is a red flag. Black women servers will tell you that they hate of all of the people that they have to deal with, They cannot stand a group of women that come into the restaurant because they know they're going to be unruly. They know they're going to be pushy. They know they're going to be over demanding. They know that they're not getting the tip. And they know that they're going to have bad attitudes as a result of it. And they're going to sit there for 3 to 4 hours at the table talking and being social and don't care anything, don't even buy another drink, and don't care anything about actually spending money. And they're going to take up all of the time and all of the table of that server because they only got a specific section. Miss Mel Love. Am I telling the truth or no? They gonna take up they gonna be there for 2-3 hours talking, taking up all your tables in your section. Don't order a lick of food. Try to figure out how they can get out of the bill. Got a bad attitude, extra demanding, and don't even leave a tip at the end of the day. And then we want to get mad because people don't want to actually deal with us and any of this type of stuff. Cheap, demanding, ugly, and usually it's the ones that ain't even spending no money that be the most demanding. Usually it's the ones that ain't even spending no money that's the most demanding. They want everything. They want to bend over backwards, and they think that they doing you a favor by blessing you with their presence. Every single time. And don't even let me get on the church folks that come in on Sunday after church service. Ain't got no money. Got no money. Always going out to eat after service with their Steve Harvey suits on. No money, going straight to the restaurant after service with their hats and their Steve Harvey suits and just make it so difficult for the service industry. Think that they doing you a favor by coming to your restaurant, taking up your tables, and ain't got a dime to their name. Just be at the restaurant all the time. All the time. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. Been wearing that same suit since 1993. Lime green, purple, big hats. Just got done talking about giving all of the money into the offering plate and can't give no money to give a tip at the restaurant that y'all going to. No, ain't nobody racist. Not see, look, black people always claiming racist. Oh, there's some racist white people in the chat. No, let me listen. You know what's so funny? We have been so privileged as people. We have been so privileged as people that we don't think that other people have an opinion of us when we do stupid stuff. What you think, that they don't have eyes and they don't have ears and that they're not supposed to pay attention? I don't see nothing. No, all black people are good. All white people ain't good. And we easily notice when they doing stuff that they not supposed to do, and we call it out immediately. Hey. Y'all be ready to cancel them, call a job, hold them accountable and all of that. But then when they call you out on your BS, they're racist. Nope. We not censoring people. We not going to sit here and say that their opinions ain't valid. Everybody's opinion is valid on everybody because we sit and we evaluate people based off of our real lived experiences. And when you see the monster that is sitting there beating up that woman, beating up them women, them servers, and throwing their phones inside the water, don't sit here and claim racism. Hold your black queens to be. Hold them accountable. Hold them accountable. I have never gotten into a problem where I couldn't get out of, and ain't nobody ever strung me up on a tree or hung me from a branch. Nobody has ever strung me up on a tree and hung me from a branch. Stop claiming racism because you a bad actor, because you got bad habits. Stop always claiming. Everybody ain't racist. Some people just look at you as a horrible person. You're a bad person. Everybody not racist. Just because you come into an establishment, don't think that they arguing over not serving you because they racist. They arguing over not serving you because the group that came behind you was over demanding, demanded a refund, ate all of their food, and then acted like they had a hair inside of their food so that they didn't have to pay their bill. It's not that they racist, it's the people that became before you created the cultural norm and the stereotype that's actually true. And you probably just like them because you look like them, you talk like them, you act like them, you came in being demanding just like them, and you said, hey, hey, as soon as your song came on. Everybody is racist. No, they not. You just dusty and broke and you keep on doing the same thing that we say that we don't like.